Hello, Double Talk 73 here, your fishing friend. This is going to be a little in-depth look at Bolivia, the Maron River. Okay, uh, let's look at the weather. We want to be on the next day. These seem to be the best times to fish for the smaller fish, at night for the bigger fish. Sounds familiar. But anyhow, let me give you some kind of idea what you can catch here. Once you look at this, 174-pound red tail unique catfish. I caught that at about 3:30 in the night using a 9/0 hook and huge cut bait. There's also a unique gilded catfish, 152 pounds. I caught that one with a 3/0 hook and huge cut bait. Those are the two biggest fish I've caught down here so far. Now there are some unusual fish, new ones, that weren't in the Amazon. So here's one right here. The Papa, they don't get as huge. They're around 11 pounds. Then we got the Biara, the Briken, butterfly peacock, flat whiskered, gilded catfish, and they get big. Tacunda, Oscar, Payara, and here's a beautiful fish. This is, when you catch one, his belly is so red. It's absolutely beautiful. I hadn't caught a uni yet, but they're pretty. Red-tailed barracuda, red-belly piranha, red-eye piranha. Here's the red-tailed catfish, ripsaw catfish. Now this little booger here, the silver croaker, is the same thing as the piranha in the Amazon. They're everywhere, and they eat a lot of your bait. There's a sorbent catfish, the spotted araku. Here's another new one, if I can figure out how to say that. Tambaki, that would be my guess. And they get pretty large. They'll go up to, let's see, about 3'6" in length, around 88 pounds. So they get pretty big. Then here's another one, Tahira. That's my best guess on that one too. And they're not a very large fish. There we go. Well, it says they get up to 88 pounds too. I haven't caught one anywhere near that. I haven't caught one yet. Maybe that's why. But anyhow, let me show you a little bit about the lake. Let's see, get this back in here. It's expensive to travel. Well, it's $16,500, I believe. The license to fish here is $10,000 a day. Believe me, that's less than one fish. That 174-pound red tail was $16,000 fish. $18,000 fish, and 17,000 XP. There's no other fish in the game that pays that much. That's just unreal. Okay. Now, rods. We've got some new spinning rods. These are hosses. See, that goes up to 76 pounds. Spinning. Let's see, casting rods. None here. Interesting. But there's some big ones. It takes level 63 to get to this lake, or I'm sure they'll have a DLC out. Reels, spinning reels. This is one that I'm using right now on my bottom rods, and they still fight. And in the casting reels, interesting. None here. The biggest casting reel that you can find and bring with you, bring it with you. Okay, tools and equipment. Looky here. We now have, well, the sunglasses there. Let's go home. It's easier to show them to you than it is to tell you about them and you not be able to see them. That ain't no fun. We can also look at casting rods and the casting reels while we're there. Let's go. Come on. Thank you. Must have heard me. Okay. Shop. There you go. Polarized glasses. Now, 100, 230, and 290. Coins. I couldn't tell the difference. Believe me, I tried all three of them. So this is the one I stuck with. You can buy them if you got 100 coins. All they really do is give you an opportunity to take a nice, pretty picture. They take the glare off the water, or if you're fishing towards the sun, and there's a glare coming off the sun, it makes it easier to see your bobber. Other than that, they're not like real polarized glasses that you can see under the water. I couldn't, and my eyes aren't as good as yours probably, but I couldn't see under the water to see any fish hit a lure or bait. So that's that. And let's see, the reels, spinning reel, oh, I showed you that. Casting reels. When you come, this 55, this power grab, that's what I recommend you bring. 71 pound. There's some big fish here that bite on lures. Casting, spinning, lines. We've got some bigger braid lines. Matter of fact, we got lines heavier than what we can use. See here, we got 76.5 pound line. That will go with that big casting rig you got, okay? Because it was a 77 pound. Let's see what else. Titanium leaders. Bring titanium leaders. £81 pound. See, we don't have a rig that'll handle that yet. 81.5. 81.5. 69. 69.6. It's a .016. 0.014 is 60. Excuse me. 0.014 is a 69.6, and that's what I use a lot of times. So the difference, I haven't figured out why that one's 81. No, that's 69.6 also. 0.016, 0.014. They're the same thing. Nope, that's 55.1. I'll get it right. Just bear with me. 69.6. That's the one I brought with me. 0.016. Okay. Terminal tackle. We got sunglasses. Hooks. They're all about the same. Bring you some 9/0 and 10/0 hooks. You want to catch them big old catfish. Bells are the same. Sinkers are the same. Bullet sinkers. Casting feeders. Method feeders. PVA. Spod. All those seem to be the same. Lures. I don't believe I found any different lures. No, not there. Topwater lures. They're all the same. Okay. Jerk baits and swim baits. I've never tried using the hunched runner, so I don't know. I've never tried it, so I can't give you any advice one way or another. Okay. Let's see. Spoons, all about the same. Yep. Barbara spoons, spinners, spinner baits and buzz baits. I recommend bringing the acid, this one right here, 6/7 ounce acid buzz bait. That, and if you've got the rattlesnake worm that came with the 4th of July that you could earn either firing cannons or raising up the flag, sometimes you got these rattlesnake worms. They're a great topwater lure. as well as in the Amazon. Okay. Ground baits and additives. See, I don't know much about that either. Boats. We now have new boat. We have, where is it at? I don't see it. Is it this one? Yeah, that's it. Nope, that's not it. There is a new boat. I'll show it to you in a minute. They haven't put it in here for sale yet. They'll do that when they put it out. The neat thing about it is when you're running along at full speed, the depth finder, I'll show you, the depth finder still works. You can find fish. You know how the bass was before, you know, you got all this lines like this when you're running, or you had to just be going real slow for it to work. This boat running at full speed, the depth finder still works. License, services, marker buoys, everything there's about the same. And I need some marker buoys, so I'm going to buy some. I like to have plenty of marker buoys. Okay. Get them before you go, because they're more expensive when you get there. Premium's all the same. And somebody asked me how you sell bait coins. Right here it is. You pick the number of bait coins you want to sell. Each bait coin is worth $100. You can do this. See, when I needed some money down here, I sold 50,000 bait coins. I didn't have any money when they first sent me down to Maku Maku. They gave me 1 million bait coins. I had $10 million. I went out, came back in, the money was gone. So I took 50,000 bait coins and sold it, got $5 million. So then I had some money to play with. Now I got 801,000. See, that's plenty of money. No big deal. But anyhow, okay. But I spend a lot of money. So this is where Bolivia is located on the map, down here in South America. So be sure you buy a license. And then there's the travel. Oops, I missed it. I think it was 16,500. You can back up the video if you want to. Okay, here's the only problem. There's still a little glitch. This says sunny, this says rain. And I believe when we go there, it's going to be sunny. Same thing here. It says rain. You would think this would be rain. This sunny, it might be rain. But all these that say rain have been sunny so far. That's a little bug they're still working on. Okay. Inventory. There's the boat. Got a little hand start motor on the back. And it'll run 21 miles an hour. That's all you need down here. The good thing about it is, like I say, that trolling motor, or that depth finder, works when you're running full speed. I'll show it to you in just a second. Here's where the big fish are, right out in here. The red tail, or the red bellies that I caught, are in here. I'll show you some markers in a minute. But there's fish everywhere, believe me. They're not hard to catch. So let's go fishing and see what happens. That's pretty much on the gear, the bait. Oh, that's right. I want to show you the baits. There's a couple of some new baits they have down here. Get rid of this. Go here. Baits. The common baits are still all the same. Okay. Except, looky here. And looky here. We have a, yeah, I have you say that, palm fruit. And morichi palm fruit. Okay. And rubber tree seeds. Is that not cool? Okay. Then, insect and worm, They're all about the same. Fresh baits. We now have large liver. Haven't tried that one yet. And huge cut bait that you'll catch on a hook. That thing looks like it weighs 5 pounds. It's huge. This one is what's cool. This will catch a little bit of everything down here. Freshwater crab. Now they're not too cheap, but you're not going to catch a $300 fish on there. Even the small croakers are $325, $340. You're not making a lot of money, but you're not losing money. Okay, that's the baits. Okay, now let's go fishing. Go get in this boat. Here's the funny thing. It's like a real boat. What you do is press the E when you want to start it, left mouse button, and the harder you press, or the longer you press that mouse button, the more effort it puts into starting the motor. See how it goes down? Now, if you pull it about four or five times and it doesn't start, that guy reached down and slapped the motor. It's funny. Okay, control it the same way. I control with the arrows. Now watch the depth finder. I'm gonna go full speed. See what I mean? You can find fish around here at full speed. When you find fish, all you gotta do is drop your anchor. Bam, there's fish. Okay, I don't know what they are, and what I like to do in the morning is I like to use my freshwater crab. These are new bobbers. They're called wagglers, and sliders. And I asked the devs, what is the difference? They said, really the only difference is the wagglers will cast further than the sliders. So I just use you need a large, a heavy waggler in order to hold that huge cut bait above water. And this water is over 19 feet deep most places. So I use maximum leader, which is 16.5 feet. So let's see if we can catch a fish. Let's see. Let's go back here. See, you can't go all the way around. See what I mean? But you can fish behind you. So, oops, I guess I better get a rod out, hadn't I? Same deal. Push R to get the rod out. See, now I can go all the way around. Okay? So let's try it. Let's try it right here. I know what that marker is beside me. Now here's another thing. See how far that casts? I just barely threw that out there. Let's see what's over here. You can pull right up on those markers where the big fish are and just put your bottom rod down on the bottom. And I've caught them 20 feet from the boat, and you can just zip them up and not have any problem getting them in. I need to put my headset on so I can hear the bells and whatever. Guess what? I've got a bottom rod on. That's not what I wanted on, is it? I wanted a fresh crab, freshwater crab. There we go. There we go. And here's a cool thing too. You remember, see how long it takes? Now it's going to go vertical. Bam, it takes a while to get it down there. But the zoom, remember how the zoom would, kind of get you close? Watch this zoom. Bam. It's close. Now here's what, you press the G key to put on your glasses. See how it takes away the glare? Press the G to take them off. That's about all the G key does, or all the glasses do. And just about anywhere you stop, you're going to catch fish. It just depends on whether or not what it is you're going to catch. That's the thing. We'll catch a couple here, and then we'll go over and I'll show you where I caught my trophy red belly, or red belly peacock bass. And they don't wait a long time for the hit. If you don't get a hit in just 3 or 4 game minutes, reel it in and throw it a little left, a little right, a little further, a little closer, something like that. They're active. And you'll catch a little bit of everything with this freshwater crab. Put a little further over here and see what's there. We got permission today, this is the 25th, from the developers to start streaming the videos. So what I'm doing is I'm going to post this on YouTube, and then I'm probably going to stream most of the day on the 26th, and I'll try to break it up into shorter streams so you don't have to watch a video, 6 hours long. Besides, it would take 9 hours to cut it, edit, and then upload it to where I can upload it, because it takes a long time just to get it from the cutting table to a folder where I can upload it to YouTube. So it would probably take 9 or 10 hours to get all that done if I make it one big long video. This one's not going to be very long. I wanted to show you some. The main thing I wanted to show you, really, other than the baits and some of the locations, was that boat. I don't know what it's going to cost, but it is so cool that you can actually run wide open and see the fish. Now, one thing you cannot do is you cannot troll with this boat. We don't have a trolling motor. And you can't, when you cast a rod out, see, I don't want to be no 102 feet out. If I get a big fish, take forever to get it in. They're big. See, I'm not in deep water. See it? Won't go vertical. Gotta come a little further. Still gotta come up. Ain't gonna get vertical on that way. Okay? And we'll go this way. I'll get vertical over here. Oh, there I go again. Cast it too far. Doesn't matter. It'll go vertical. We'll either catch a fish or we won't. Boom. There is so much of this that has not been explored yet. I'll show you some of the markers when I get this next fish in. If I catch another fish. And I believe I probably will. Maybe a croaker. But the best guess is they're going to release this sometime in September. I don't know if it's going to be first week, second week, third week, fourth week, or whatever. That they haven't told us. They've still got a few little things to work out. But really, this is the most stable of all of them that I have tested. One bug that occurred to me was I was fishing like this, caught a fish, started to reel it in, and then everything went blank. All this out here was gone. The boat was gone. My rod and everything was gone. My hand was sticking out there with nothing in it. I still had the numbers, but it was just like grassy. If you remember the first Windows 7 or 8, home screen, had those grassy hills. That's what it looked like. There's nothing there. It was all gone. No reflection, no nothing. So I just reeled it in. Had a fish on it. When it raised it up where it should have been a fish, there was nothing there. So that's been reported by 3 different people that are fishing here. Like I say, if you don't get a hit in a few minutes, reel it in and go somewhere else. Okay. Here's some of the, let me close this so you can see a little bit better without looking at me. Here we go. There's that. That's one I just caught a while ago, earlier today. No, I'll take that back. That's not my mark. Because I don't, well, I wouldn't have said centimeters. I caught one earlier today. That wasn't it. See what we got here. There's a uni, see, 11.9 pounds with just a spinnerbait, 1 ounce. I believe that's acid color. That's what it was caught with. And there's logs here that you can jump. See, there's a unit. I caught 134 pound. And that's mine. I caught that 142 pounder. And here's the 158. That's where I caught my 174. And there's a unique papa. See, it's 9 pounds. And then here's one I caught 4.7 on a freshwater crab. There's unique Viara with shad. There's that Trahira, 65 pound on large minnows. Large minnows with a 7/0 hook. There's one of mine with a freshwater crab. That was a 7 a.m. 71-inch leader. Get that a little bigger. There we go. There's a trophy Tambaki. See, that's 47 pounds for a trophy. Caught on rubber tree seeds and a 4/0 hook. No time. Interesting. So we don't know. And there's a unique red-eye piranha on spinnerbait. There's another trophy on Dobson fly, excuse me. What else we got here? Okay, here's one where I fished. I like to go where a lot of people don't want to go, or don't want. I caught my trophy red peacock bass early in the morning, 5:15 a.m. 3/0 hook with that freshwater crab. There's some trees right here, and I stood right over here on the land and threw between those trees, which I thought was interesting. And here is a unique flat whiskered catfish. Unique flat whiskered catfish. There was something else I caught there, but when the marks are that close, it doesn't show you what they are. Okay, that's all the marks that we got so far. Okay, so now let's try to catch one more fish, and then we'll go tonight. The thing about using that 198-inch leader is you're only 3 feet off the bottom. So most of the fish down here, or a lot of the fish down here, cruise along the bottom. The only thing that'd be any better is bottom rod. If you watch this video and there's any question that you have, put them in the comments. Good, bad, ugly, something you want to see, something you'd like to know. I get here because they leveled me up to level 65, so I can do just essentially whatever I want to in the testing portion. But I believe it's going to take a level 63 to get here. Not 100% certain, but I believe so. So that means there's going to be a lot of people doing a lot of farming at either blue crab or California for sturgeon, or some people like to farm carp in weeping willow. I'm not a carp fisherman, so that's mixing those baits and pop-up boilies and sinking boilies and whatever. I just open feeder, closed feeder, spod. That's all beyond me. I'm not used to European fishing methods. They are. Works for them, and that's wonderful. Uh, I need a bait and a hook, bobber, or a bait and a hook, and a sinker put on the bottom. Let's try bottom. Oh, let me show you something else. Well, I will. Yeah, let me show you. This is that waggler I was talking about. Now, that's all I got on there, that little light crab, and it's waggler. I don't know what the purpose is, being able to throw it that far. I threw one 254 feet. I have no idea why I would need something to be able to cast that far, but it did. So anyhow, he's cast pretty far as it is. It's got a 7-ounce sinker on it. I usually use 8, but 7s is what was there in my backpack, so that's what I used. Worked just as good. I hope a dragonfly will land on my pole. See, it's just not a lot of difference. There again, when the sun comes out, and if the sun is shining from over in the, off the tree, and it's glare all out in here, that you'll be able to help. The sunglasses will help then, but still, 100 bait coins is a lot of coins. But if you get down in at this place, level 63, you probably have a lot of bait coins. It just depends on whether or not you want to take a sexy picture, because that's really what they'll do. They'll give you a sexy picture with his aircraft sunglasses on. There we go. There's a 42 pounder. Pretty fish. See if I can get around here where the sun better. There, you want to take a picture of it through the boat? Okay. That would be a better picture, wouldn't it? But anyhow, that's the red tail. And I want you to look at the money. That's why I say that 174 pounder was 18,000, I think. $18,000 and 17,000 XP. So the XP and the money down here is pretty good too. So let's just do a little cruising with the boat. Let's see if I can start the motor. First pull. Awesome. Okay, let's keep an eye on her. If I used to have hummingbird depth finders, and all they did was upset me, because they'd show me where the fish was, but it wouldn't catch them. You can find a fish, but you've still got to catch them. There's some fish, okay? Let's drop the rod down here and see what's there. There again. Is that fish behind you, in front of you? It was moving away from you. So let's see. It doesn't help you either. It doesn't tell you where the fish are in relationship to where your boat is. But it does tell you on that depth finder, you'll see some of the blips are this big and some of them are this big. You know that's the big catfish. So that helps. So you know you fish in an area. I got a 3/0 hook on that one. That'll catch, if they're going to hit that big bait, that huge cut bait, that'll catch just about anything. Excuse me. It'll catch the croakers. It'll catch piranha. It'll catch jacunda. It'll catch a little bit of everything. Okay, no hit. Let's see what's in front of the boat. Excuse me. Had pizza for supper. It's going to talk to me along with his Sprite. Now the water's about 19 feet deep, so I'm going to fish roughly 23 feet out in front of the boat. It's not going to give me a depth, but that's about what it is. I don't know how accurate the depth markers are on the depth finder that's on the fish finder. Okay, ripsaw catfish. Okay, so let's do some more riding. What do you think? Flip to anchor. Start the motor. See, I ain't gonna get it. Watch. Let's see if I can get it to slap it. Up, it started. I thought maybe I was gonna get it, because it'll slap the motor like, oh, come on, you silly thing. But I like being able to see there's a lot of fish on the bottom there. And you can find structure this way. You know, fish like to stay with structure. Underwater ridges, or trees, or big rocks underwater, or humps in the topography. But you know the water is, if you notice, the water is kind of a brackish brown. My understanding is that's the color the water really is in Bolivia, unlike the Amazon. Some of the Amazon is, but a lot of it is clear water too. Not pure clear, but clear. See how rough the bottom is? There's a big old rock. There we go, fish. Okay, let's try it here. This time, we're going to try a top water. There's that one. And one of my buddies back there fishing. To rod down. And this is that one I like to use down in the Amazon. You can throw it 1.5 miles. Cover a lot of territory. Oops, look at there. It didn't change rods. Would you see how far that dude went? Holy smokes. See, it should have, when I picked number 6 rod, it should have come up, but it didn't. Here we go. And I don't want to quite go out there that far, so we'll do it this way. And I like to use, we'll start with on the top. I like to use a 2-speed to get up on the top. And then once I get on the top, I use a 1-speed. So it makes all kinds of chopping racket. You can fish out in the middle. You fish along the bank. You'll catch fish everywhere. That's what I like about this waterway. You're not going to go long before you catch a fish. And in a fishing game, that's what you want. You don't want to fish for an hour, hour and a half and catch nothing. You want to catch some fish. And you will here. And you'll catch some big fish. Maron River is the name of it. Okay, let's go on the edge here. I've yet to find any lily pads or piasta like there's, or any floating grass. I haven't found any yet to fish around. A lot of logs, a lot of tree branches, a lot of stuff like that. Okay, so let's move on down the road. And I have no idea what that green line means. Means it started, huh? I don't know who's down here. See, there's a drop off. There's fish there. That's structure. Fish like structure. See, there's all kinds of fish here. Let's put a bobber down there. Number 6. Number 7. I think that's going to be too deep, so let's try about 55 inches. I like odd numbers. It seemed to fish better for me. See, we got sticks here. I can't go that way because the sticks are there. So let's see what happens. Yeah. Okay. Right back in there somewhere. Let's see what 55 inches is. Ah, it's vertical. Okay. All the testers down here are sharing markers when we catch unis or large trophies, which helps us find somewhere to fish too. So that's part of what we're searching for, so that when you come down here, you've got some kind of idea where to go instead of coming down here completely blind. Haven't found a farming place down here yet. I will. Give me time. I'll find a place to farm. But when you can catch a $16,000 fish, you don't really need to farm too much, do you? See, I'm on the edge of that part where it come up, so I'm in the right area. Zoom up there and see if we can keep an eye on that bobber, that waggler. Shall we try some of the other new bait, just out of curiosity? The seeds or the fruit. I like the crab. Catches fish. Hard to beat something that catches fish. And it's a little one. This could be a silver croaker. Nope, it's a red-eye piranha. See, they don't get huge, but anyhow. Alrighty, let's move on down the road and see what else is here. Getting good at starting the motor. I don't think it's going to let us go much further. That's about it. We're about as far as we can go. They got stuff in the way, so we're going to have to turn around here. I'm going to go high speed. Keep your eye on I'll call it the fish finder, okay? The depth finder, the fish finder. Wide open. At 21 mile an hour is not too bad. You can get around this waterway pretty good. You don't need that 56 mile an hour bass boat, just unless you want to use it. Now, the advantage of that bass boat is you can troll with it. Got a trolling motor. This you can't troll. Once you put a pole out, it shuts the motor off. Okay? That's the disadvantage. But there's all kinds of little waterways back in here you can investigate and maybe find some good fish. See, anytime you got structure like that, you're going to find fish around it. Okay. So let's go here. Okay, see those trees? Now, the way I caught that red peacock was just like this, with a crab out there. About this time in the morning, if I remember right, or maybe, no, it was 5:15, I believe. And the one thing is, I went to Russia and caught my fish so I could have a light. I didn't have a light till I did that. You can't buy one. Also, one of the testers recommended to the developers that not everybody's got 100 bait coins they want to spend for sunglasses. He brought up a pair of polarized lenses with the funky green, about the same colors on the marker buoys. Just a cheap pair, maybe 20, 25 bait coins, so that people can have some sunglasses. There's one of the newer fish, Papa. Still have sunglasses, but not have to spend 100 bait coins. So hopefully they'll take that under advisement. 100 bait coins, that's a lot of coins for something that doesn't really do a whole lot, in my opinion. I bought it because I can afford it with their with their bait coins. I want a dragonfly to land there so you can see how big this dude is. It looks like an eagle sitting out there on the rod. It's hilarious. Buy your bait, buy your hooks, buy your line when you're on a home before you come here, once you get leveled up enough to come here. And I think the reason they went from 60 to 60, or where they have, what is it, 58 for Maku Maku, I believe it is, and then 63 to here, is because most of the people that have gone to Maku Maku and fished any while, they're up level 60. But if you just, the bare minimum got there, and to have to come up 5 levels, that's a tremendous amount of XP. And you're not going to get that much unless you fish all day long at Maku Maku. You're going to have to go back to Blue Crab and farm, or go back to California and farm, or go to Weeping Willow and farm. That's where you're going to get your XP to get up enough where you can come here and fish. Or I'm sure they'll have a nice DLC that you can buy and you can come here. Bam. But if you don't have the right gear when you get here, or have an idea of what to do when you get here, I see a lot of people that bought the golden pack so they could go to Blue Crab. But once you got there, if you don't know where to go, what to do with it, it's worthless. Not worthless. Cost you 60 bucks or 50 bucks. So Watch the videos. I'm not the only one that's going to have videos here. Big Legit's going to have videos here, I'm sure. And I'm going to be streaming, talking, and fishing. And I hope a lot of people be watching. But what I can do is I can stream off and on all day long, and then I can splice and slice and make shorter videos. That looks like another papa. Nope. Trophy Jacunda. Thank you. See? They got that big hook in their mouth, and they're a little fish. But she ain't gonna tell me what she's gonna fish. I'm gonna try to see if I can catch one more, then I'll do it. I'll show you what I did with topwater. I like that acid buzzbait. Find a worm that works for you, or just use the buzzbait. Put a feather on it, a tail. Put a grub on it. Put a leech on it, or a larva, or a craw. Something that'll just appeal more to the fish. And you'd think I was nervous the way the rod's going around the circle. And another thing, this coming Saturday, the 29th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, one of my followers, Zomdra, is having a competition. It's a private competition, so you have to be one of my followers. She is, and she's very loyal, so she wants to have a private competition. And I wonder what that line is right there. There's something hanging down from the tree. Looky there, is that a tree hut? Tree? No, it's not. It's just something hanging down or growing into the water. That's cool. All kinds of stuff around here. Big old banyan trees. You see them. They're huge and all white, grayish color. I'm not going to wait any longer. There are fish there. This is number 5. Number 6. Yeah, number 6. Okay. I walk around over here. That's all the further I can go. Now, in a lot of places, you can go a lot further. Back off a little bit. Look at here. I can cast right straight through those bushes on the other side. They do the same thing. 2 speed, get it on top, bring it in 1 speed. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to go back and get in the boat, and I'm going to go where those red tails are, and then I'm going to advance time to 3 a.m. in the morning and see if we can't grab a hold of a big red tail. Or a big gilded. Either one. They are. And I'll have the anchor up on my boat, so if I get a big one, we go for a Missouri boat ride. So I cast almost all the way across the water that time. I don't think there's really anything else. Well, I'll show you. We'll jump around a few of the other spawn parts so you can see what they look like. And other than that, I don't think there's too much else I can show you as far as, you know how to catch fish. If you got this far, you know how to catch fish. You know what works for you. What worked for you at other places is going to work for you here. Maybe a little different, but it'll work. One more cast, and then we'll go look at some other spawn places. Now, you'll also find that they're around stumps sticking up out of the water. If you want to fish up close to them, you can't. It's like there's a rectangle or a square around them that protects them. That was brought up too. We don't know why, but that's just what this there. Okay, just cool down. Okay. Here's another area. And there's some markers here. Get rid of this rod. There we go. There's fish all out in this area. There's fish down in here. There's fish out in here too. Okay. Neat little village here. Oops. Little fishing village. And all the further I can go is right here. When I ride a bicycle, and when you're coming down this way, that chain's hard to see. You coming, getting it down through with the boat, and all of a sudden it's wham! Flips your boat up in the air, and then you're headed this direction. That happened to me. I was just getting it, seeing how far I could go. So I tried getting up real close and jump over it. Nope, that wasn't going to work either. But anyhow, remember that chain. And I tried to get up on this area and fish off of it, and it won't let me. It won't let me get past that chain. Okay. That's our boat area. And let me show you here too. You can jump over just about any rock. See me jumping over? But the logs, nope, can't do it. Jump over them. Jumped over that one, didn't I? But you can run forever. It's just like Alaska. You can run forever on these banks. You may find a spot that nobody else knows about. Boop. Nope, not going to jump over that one. Not going to jump over that. Oh, barely jumped over that rock. See what I mean? You can go forever around this thing on the bank. But if you do this and you find a good place, say you put a marker out there, marker buoy, I'd put a marker buoy right here. I'd spot one right here too, so that you know where you were fishing from, so you don't have to remember, let's see, which rock was it, which tree was it? I don't remember. Maybe I need to, maybe it's that tree. No, that tree, no. Put your marker buoy right there in the water, right against the edge. Okay, just a suggestion. Let's go up here. It's another area that you can walk forever, both ways down the bank. Little dock you can walk out on here and fish. Okay. Just all kinds of water here. Let's see, we've been that one? I think so, yes. I think that's all the spawn points. But you can see just all kinds of little tributaries off this main waterway. Okay, let's go back to our boat. And we want to use a bottom rod with a 9-aught hook on it. That's what I caught that other one, so we're going to stick with it with huge cut bait. And that's about the biggest rod I can put together. 72 pounds, 73, 70.5. My leader is 69.6. Up, get rid of this. My leader is 69.6. My hook's a 9, and my line is 69.5. So my line is just barely under that leader. That should not be a problem. So let's go get in a boat. I wonder if maybe I get lucky and it won't start this time. Do it real quick. There it is. I like that. That I think is funny. There we go. Okay, let's go out here and see if we can find the marker for these redtail. Now we can cheat too. You can open your map, see where you're going. So let's go slow. Open the map, see where we are. And I think that's the one we want to go to, isn't it? No. That one? No. We're headed right straight towards it. Pretty cool. Got lucky, didn't I? That's it right there. So I'm going to get up close to it. And I'm going to stop. Now, there's no current in the river right now. So you can, once you get stopped, you can raise your anchor and you don't have to worry about drifting away. The only thing that's going to move you is a fish. So let's double check and make sure that's where we want to be. Yep, that's where we want to be. Oh, and it was caught with huge cut bait. Now he used a 6 and I used a 9, so I don't think it's really going to matter. What rod was it? Number 2? Yeah. And then I want to go to 3 a.m. in the morning. We could start at 2. Let us start at 2. That'd be okay. Now the difference being, this is not a 2 or 3 minute wait, and if you don't get one, move. This is a night fishing catfish. It's 19.9 feet deep. I'm going to lean back and relax. This is just a waiting game now for the big ones. They're either going to hit or not. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. I'd take a big gilded too. I'm not proud. But I know this is where they are because this is where I caught one. I've caught 2 big ones. I caught a 142 pound and I caught a 174 pound. That 174 pound should put me close to the leaderboard for that fish. Top of leaderboard, I mean. I think that's real close to the maximum. 174.4 is the largest one I've seen caught. We still can't use rod stands on the boat, so that would be nice. And I don't understand why we can't throw a lure out behind this boat and use the motor to go along slow to troll. But when you hit your R to get your rod, the motor stops. So there's no trolling. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. See, I'd really like to start at 2:30, but we can't do that. But the difference between 2 and 3 o'clock is just 15 minutes real time. That's a long time to sit and wait for a fish to bite, though. I'm going to wait a couple more minutes and I'm going to go to 3 o'clock. But I think this is probably the most stable release that they will have. They're going to find a few bugs, but not very many. Well, there's a pretty blue one. It doesn't look that big though, but look at it now. I hope tomorrow when I'm streaming, just have a lot of people interested enough to watch. Yep, we're going to go to 3 o'clock. That's 7 real minutes. That's long enough to wait, isn't it? I wonder what sunglasses do at night. Sunglasses. Oh, they were already on. Don't do a lot, do they? Just make it darker. Okay, we'll leave them on. But they make for a good picture. We'll catch one fish, irregardless of size, and then I'll end the video. Then I'll stream a little bit tonight and let people know that I'll be streaming tomorrow from Bolivia. A little advanced advertising. Never hurts. I know I gotta have a fan on. The lights are kind of warm tonight, this evening. Here, kitty, 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 here, kitty, 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 kitty. I could whistle them in St. Croix when I was fishing for catfishes. Whistle them in. Listen to me, fish. Listen. I got some chicken for you. We could try some huge livers, but I didn't catch one. I haven't caught one on huge liver yet. It's huge cut bait. Boy, the catfish in Tennessee like liver. Chicken livers, beef liver. It doesn't stay on the hook too good. So what you do, you get a pair of silk hose and cut it. Put your either beef liver or chicken liver in it. Tie it. Run your hook down through it, and then tie the pantyhose or regular hose. Then throw it out, and it'll dissipate the blood a lot slower. And when a fish hits it, they can't hit it and tear it off so because the hook will hang up in that nylon. Works. I've learned all kinds of little stuff like that fishing around here. So I moved here when I was 16 years old. Here comes another one. Or the same one. That's one of the small. There's a big old black one that comes here. Boy, that dude is huge. Now that's supposed to be good luck. When a dragonfly lands on your rod, that's supposed to be good luck. So we'll see. Hadn't been yet, has it? Well, if I had a good joke to tell, I could tell you a good joke, at least I could get you laughing. But I don't. At least not right now. I went online and did a search, Google search for fishing jokes, and I got page after page after page of jokes, but most of them were a little more off color than they were cute, so I deleted that. I didn't think that was the right thing to put out here. Well, we're getting there. catfish at night is a waiting game, no matter where you're fishing. And I don't think there's anywhere over here I can get on land in order to use the bottom rod to get more than one rod out here. Haven't tried it. Maybe that's something you can try and find out. Find your catfish spot out here, and then with a boat, you find out if you can get on land anywhere close where you can use a bottom rod and get 4 rods out here. 4 rods, you're more likely to have better luck than with 1. If not, you're chumming the water anyhow. 1s and 0s, that's all it is. I hope you slide the bar past this extremely exciting part. I'll tell you what, I hadn't tried it yet. Let's try the liver. What do you think? We got nothing to lose right now, do we? See, did I buy any? Let's see, baits, fresh baits, large liver. Let's get some large liver. Oh, we're going to get some anyhow, so next time we come, we'll have it. We have asked them to put some kind of a slide indicator on there where you can buy more than just one group of bait at a time, because this click, click, click gets kind of boring. And you should be able to buy as many as 100 baits if that's what you want, without having to click, click, click. I can put a 3/0 hook on here and I'll catch some little catfish, flat whiskered or sorbent or ripsaw. But I want to leave the big hook on there and see if I can catch one of those big. And that's what we're waiting out. The big red tail or the big gilded. And I'm sorry it's not happening any sooner. So sorry. But this is the one fish that does not bite as rapidly as the others. Of course, now this could be kind of like the pike slasher. There's people told me they went up to Emerald and caught the pike slasher in just a couple of minutes, threw bait out there, bam, it's gone. I threw one out there and waited past the hour, fast forward time 4 times. And then I started getting ding, and ding, 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 ding. It just kept dinging my bait for almost 30 minutes before it finally took it. I finally caught it, but it wasn't just a 2, 3 minute, 5 minute thing. Maybe I'm scaring my light. Let me turn my light off. That might make a difference. Who knows? Crappie like eyes. For crappie fish, you put lights, floating lights pointed down. The bait fish come up, attracted by lights, and the crappie come up to eat the bait fish. Here we go. We got something. It was the light. That's what it was. Here we go. 98 pounds. For a nice fish, huh? That was worth waiting on, wasn't it? I like the way he's slapping that fish finder. Okay. That's it. That's a real rough run through. Just remember, there's fish caught everywhere here. I don't remember if there's another place back here. I can't see it for that competition. Let's see what it says. Oh, that's that one that 10 days. Holy moly. I'll have to look and see what that is. But anyhow, thanks for watching. Tight lines, good luck. God bless you and your family. And remember, we will get through this together by the grace of God. Learn a little bit, pass it on. That's the fisherman's way. And remember what I always say, P, 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 4 P's. Patience, persistence, practice will produce. Okay? For no matter what you're on. This game just, that fits to a T. Thanks again for watching. So this is Double Talk 73, your fishing friend, saying, I'll catch you later. So y'all come back now, you hear?